Get the dirty words out now.
Too late.
Before the broadcast starts.
No more.
It started.
No more dirty words.
Tiddlywinks.
Oh my god, we gotta cancel this broadcast.
Oof. I'm gonna get banned off YouTube.
Oh my goodness, our Patreon is already dropping.
Heck.
Our Patreon, no.
It's dropped from 0 to negative. We owe people money.
All right.
Anything but the Patreon.
All right, guys. So recap. Previously on our game, our heroes carried the coffin all the way to the church, where they met the priest Donovich, who had a problem, and that was his vampire-turned son in the basement, who was trapped there by previous adventurers.
Yeah.
The bastards.
When the heroes learned about this, they had already unlocked the secret door just in time for the vampire spawn himself to jump out and attack Timothy. But due to his lack of blood and his intense starvation, he totally missed, during which Timothy tried to convince him to turn over a new leaf as a wolf hunter of Barovia. This negotiation seemed to be going well until Artesh shot him with a beam of sun straight from his hands. This was enough to this, along with a pretty good intimidation check, was enough to send him back into the basement. After this encounter, the party went out to go bury the dead. The Ismark and Irina's father, also named Ismark, Koliana. He was the old burgomaster of Barovia. Unfortunately, this touching funeral was interrupted by Strahd, and as his head came out of the flames, as his head came out of the flames around the funeral, just as a horde of zombies came to attack the church. Our heroes, along with Donovich, barricaded the doors to hold off the threat until morning, and thanks to them and the humorous bone of Saint Markovia, that is what which the church is now built around. They were able to fight back the zombie swarm long enough for hordes of ghosts to come from the graveyard and fight back. As the battle between the ghosts and the zombies ensued, Strahd himself showed up in the darkness and swatted away a bunch of ghosts, and then left. When they checked to see the trap door, they found that Doru had escaped, and Ismark took a very, very serious wound from a zombie. After this stream of events, they all decided to rest for the night. Oh, also, Artesh promised Donovich that they will save his son, and got a holy symbol for it.
Didn't say how.
He did not. But I'll tell you what he did do: have terrible nightmares of being chased by Doru. And yeah, that brings us to this morning.
All right, guys. Recap of our quest: we are to find all the bones of the saint that saved Barovia and reconstruct it, starting with the one that's currently in the altar.
Saint Markovia, by the way.
Saint Markovia. They're scattered around Barovia. We will find Saint Markovia's bones and reconstruct the skeleton to make it dance a jig or something.
Now we have Doro just running around in the town. That should be fun. Or somewhere.
If we encounter him again, we can take care of him then.
Werewolf Hunter?
Yes, he'll be fine. He was successfully convinced, I'm sure.
Oh, and for the cold open, the camera shows Ismark on the ground, with something in his mouth, screaming, while Arena takes his sword and cuts off his right arm, crying, and Donovich is like saying healing words over him. And then the camera pans up into darkness, and the words "Curse of Strahd and dripping blood" again show. And the camera comes back down to the morning. Ismark no longer has a right arm.
That's dramatic.
Kind of got crit by a zombie.
Just wear the zombie's arm.
Sounds safe.
All right. So it's morning. Y'all woke up. You guys are in the church.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna explore the church a little bit during morning time while people are waking up.
Actually, yeah, we should just go look in that basement to make sure, see if there's anything down there that's useful.
Yeah, anything we can use to fight vampires. Holy water, things like that.
Alrighty.
I still have this wooden stake from a pew.
Who wants to go into the basement?
I'll go into the basement.
Okay.
I
Sure,
volunteer.
Let's go into the basement.
That seems to be everyone so far.
Onward.
You find 10 more vampires. So.
I don't think I can control my character.
And we are dead.
Give me a second.
Have you tried dragging drop yet? There it is.
Oh.
How about, can you control it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's a gnome.
That is a gnome.
Not a goblin. I'm not like an elf.
Choop, choop.
All of a sudden, we hear a slam and a click above us, and we are locked in the basement.
Donovich laughs, and you see the dead remains of the previous adventuring party.
Oh no.
That doesn't actually happen. Disclaimer.
I'm just like, all of us are down here. This would be really bad if this happened.
We just start yelling, "Father, I'm starving."
Please no.
So you guys explore the basement?
Yes.
Basement.
Actually, since everyone is exploring the basement, I'll just go explore the rooms on the sides.
All right. So the church's undercroft has rough-hewn walls and a floor made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wooden pillars strain under the weight of the wooden ceiling. Candlelight from the chapel above slips through the cracks, allowing you to glimpse a gaunt shape in the far corner.
We investigate.
What you find is a dead corpse. Well, a corpse that seems to have had all of its blood drained from him.
No, what a way to go.
How old is this corpse?
It all checks out.
It looks to be about 8-9 days old.
So, our non-werewolf hunter friend?
You can do a nature check on it if you'd like.
I
Greg,
would.
you want to take its eyes?
Eyes are mostly liquid. If it's 9 days old,
Doesn't have to be. What state do the eyes have to be in? Do they say?
The better the state, the better you can see.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Wait,
of course,
Yes,
slash roll 1d20 plus 2.
yes, that.
got a 4.
Almost a natural one.
My preferred method is to use the double brackets.
So your nature check allows you to realize that this is in fact a dead body.
This is the dead body.
Oh,
What is my nature? My nature is +3.
by the way, I should probably boop. How do I? There we go. Put that over here.
I found a body, guys.
Wait, so did you roll you rolled a 5?
I rolled a 2.
Oh. Yeah. You have once again confirmed that it was a human at some point.
I rolled a 19.
Artesh, you can identify that this body has been dead for about 8 days, or 8-9 days. And based off what you heard Donovich say about the adventuring party coming about a week ago, and that was when Doru showed up. You would say that you can probably guess that somebody threw this corpse down here.
The bird person knows more about human biology and decomposition than the half-elves.
You don't need to understand something for your parents to bang it.
I see a slight heart has been drawn on the map. Does that mean something?
Yes, it means somebody else drew a slight heart on the map.
Specifically, Jason.
I would like to thank our Patreon subscribers for giving us the money to level up from paint.net to Roll20. All right. There's nothing else. As you guys search down in the basement, there's nothing else down there except for this body,
and this heart.
And you guys have the strangest feeling that there behind this wall there is in fact a piece of artwork, but you cannot reach it, for it is ethereal in nature.
An ethereal artwork?
That is a very odd feeling to spontaneously have.
What is it?
All right, Jason, it's done. All right. So, do you guys hang out down here?
No, it's a basement.
We should let the priest know about the
Ethereal
dead
drawing.
person.
Yeah, the dead body. That would be important too, I guess.
Put it into the hallowed graveyard so that zombies
Yes.
don't spontaneously come up from up under the floor.
That'd be a good idea, actually, huh? So, Timothy, upstairs you can hear Donovich, Ismark, and Arena talking.
Oh,
At first they're talking about Ismark the Greater, the former burgomaster of Barovia, and how he was a good man, and Barovia hasn't had a burgomaster like that in a long time. It's a shame that his heart had to go out the way it did. But as the conversation continues, the topic comes back to Ismark and Arena, and their original mission which is to take Arena to somewhere safe. Give me a second, see if I could. I don't think I can come up with a good voice. I can't do John this again. Oh well. So there, you overhear them talking. Bismarck's like, "I need to take her to safety. Strahd won't stop until Arena is his." Like, but my boy, it's dangerous out there. The entire way. If you're trying to get as far away from Strahd by crossing through his domain. It's like, but I have no other way. He won't stop. You've seen what these adventurers can do. They can handle it. I believe in them. I'm sorry.
We should have lied about those dire wolves and being able to cure vampires. I think we set expectations too high. I think to myself.
I look around for our tank. I adjust my viewpoint 3 feet above the ground.
Their conversation continues. It's just like, besides, I can't protect her anymore. He looks at the stub of his right arm.
Oh no!
I can. I can't carry a weapon two-handed anymore. Fortunately, I can still carry the short sword, but there's not. I wouldn't be able to take her to safety myself. Donovich responds, "That is true. Hopefully, they can take you somewhere. I would recommend the Abbey of Kresk, the Abbey of Saint Markovia in Kresk.
Abbey of Saint Markovia
in Kresk.
Krezk. He says out loud in the direction of the party.
We pull out our non-existent maps of the area.
He doesn't actually do that out loud, but yeah, like, I recommend the Abbey of Saint Markovia in Kresk. It's on the other end of Barovia, far away from the eyes of Castle Ravenloft. I hear it's a place of safety and one of the last holy places in this land. And if you can't make it there, Balaki is also a good choice. They are very heavily defended and probably the biggest city in all of Barovia. I hear they've been able to hold back Strahd enough that they can, and I still don't believe this, but they can still throw festivities every now and then.
Truly a force to be reckoned with.
Happiness? What's that?
Exposition! Cool.
At this point, if you guys will have completed exploring all around the basement. You find down in the basement, aside from the body, you see some old barrels that have the ceremonial wine.
Why was the vampire so thirsty down here?
As well as
It's really hard to draw with this, but I will do it.
As well as some very, very, very old decor that looks like it would have been for holidays in years past. You don't need to make a check for this, Artesh, but you see one of the decorations is for a holiday that your temple also celebrated for the summer solstice when the sun is highest.
Yay!
Summer solstice, yay!
Summer solstice.
Sun religion friends.
It's like Christmas, but with fire.
Also, Jenny, did you have a chance to listen to last episode?
I didn't, but I got the summary.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You also reckon. So to catch you up, Elyse also recognizes the symbols. They're the same symbols for the paladin school that she last saw her daughter at.
The symbols.
Dun, dun.
You dropped your daughter off at the paladin school for Lathander, the Morning Lord.
Oh, okay.
Praise the sun.
Praise the sun.
Sun. All right. Do I find anything in the rooms upstairs? Any fun books?
Yeah, actually, there are some books, but
There seems
they're
to be
all religious texts.
Oh,
There seems to be a chart on the wall that is
cool. I don't have a
that's
soul. I can't be saved.
well, your soul isn't yours anymore,
Yeah.
precisely. But you also have a chart on the wall that's less faded than the rest. It looks like it could be a religious symbol of some sort. There are little markings indicating that something was pried out of the wall stealthily.
Oh.
Yep. Along those lines, you also find a bunch of the books, and they're named things like Hymns of the Dawn, The Blade of Truth, The Use of Logic in the War Against Diabolist Heresies, fought by the Ulmist Inquisition, stuff like that.
Okay. Nothing that really piques my interest, though.
Yeah.
All right.
There's the last one might be the only one that piques your interest a little bit. I don't really know. This is up for you to decide for your character, but the last one is basically about cults. Specifically fiend worshipping cults.
I'll take it. What?
Sure.
I'll ask the head of the church. I forget his name. If I can borrow it.
Donovich.
Donovich. Yeah, Father Donovich. If I can borrow the.
He says he says sure. He's had enough time to read it forward and backwards. And he's also come to the conclusion that at this point of time, trying to fight off the cults is a hopeless battle, but he does his best.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll wait for the party to finish exploring downstairs. And when they join me, we'll go over the following steps.
All
if
right.
We go figure out what to protect Irina or whatever we want to do.
So at this point, you guys have explored every inch of that basement. There's not much else to do, so you guys come out.
I head back up.
Let's go.
Let's leave the weird ass drawing behind.
Aerial drawing that we have some vague feeling that is there, but we can't see.
You want to sense magic?
I cast detect magic as a ritual.
What you find is that the bottle the thing of wine does not in fact light up with magic.
Cool.
It is just good wine, but at this point it's basically vinegar.
Oh, well, that's not good wine at all then.
No, it's not.
I mean, wine's supposed to get better with age, right? So in theory, pure vinegar is the ultimate wine.
DF.
All right. So yeah. So you guys all come out. There's not much else there. Donovich can provide you some food for your journeys. Some wine, of course. And he takes you outside. As you guys leave the church, he walks by the gravestone with the raven, because the raven stayed the night with you guys.
Oh, right. We also informed Father Donovich of the dead person in his basement.
He says that's what the adventurers used to get Doru down there in the first place.
Okay.
It was the adventurers didn't say where they got the body from, and Donovich was in too much shock to ask at the time. But yeah, so I was too shocked to ask at the time. It didn't occur to me. But he probably died out here. Maybe that's what you were doing, he says as he gives the raven some more food and pets it on the head a little bit. Just were you here to carry his soul? Oh, you. And he informs you that ravens in Barovian folklore carry spirits of the dead to the afterlife.
Ah. Don't see many storks around here, though, do you?
Storks? That must be. Do they carry the dead where you're from? He says, looking at Artesh.
What?
I'll let Artesh.
Yes, ravens always carry the dead where I'm from. Yes, of course.
Storks. He's asking about storks.
Oh, storks? No, they carry newborns to people. Sorry, they don't carry the dead. Please.
He laughs when he hears this and is like, that's probably true too.
Why is everyone looking at me funny? This is what my monk friends told me. Is this not true?
Mark, Donovich, and Arena look at each other, and Arena just walks up to you and says, we apologize, but Barovia doesn't really get many non-humans here.
Looks at party, tries to count number of humans.
Basically, we don't really interact much, so you have to forgive us for our lack of understanding sometimes.
Sucks for you. You can't fly. Flies up to the ceiling. Hangs out there.
The raven follows you.
Yeah, this raven knows what I'm talking about.
Ooh. So we have a pet raven now?
Does this raven want to come with me on my adventures? Must I charm it?
You can find out. But yeah, so you guys leave the church, and from there, Arena tells Ismark that he should go back to Barovia to make sure he's okay, and Ismark says that, he won't be okay until Arena is safe and sound. And he points to the road up ahead. And
By the by, is this going to be passing by the wine wizard's place?
Oh, the Wizard of Wines? Yeah, they are.
We should definitely pay him a visit. For
They
now.
are next to Velaki. If I'm correct.
Wonderful. We'll just drop by. We have unfinished business with one of his patrons.
Question mark.
Ismark hears this and says, I have good news and bad news. The good news is you can find his patrons. The bad news is they're the only people who supply wine. We are all his patrons. And to this the raven goes, squawk!
I fist bump the raven.
Huh?
I try to fist bump the raven.
He's still up on the ceiling with Artesh.
I try to fist bump the raven. Wing bump.
You guys bump wings. The
I feel
raven
a
is
bond.
confused but lets it happen without flying away. But yeah.
The
So
coolest pet we've ever had.
all right. So there's with nothing else to do in the church. Arena Ismark says the road to the Wizard of Wines is this way. You guys, and he says if you guys want to grab anything before we leave Barovia, now's your chance. If not, we are leaving.
Have we earned any money while we were here?
Yeah, we should really get in advance.
It's a church. They don't have money.
Yes, but
That's BS.
Ismark does. He's the new burgomaster.
Oh.
Yeah, Ismark and Arena have money.
And they should really pay us in advance. Like, at least half. Come on.
They say they'll cover you as time goes on.
Wait,
Oh, that's
our expenses?
Huh?
They will cover our expenses?
Within reason.
Okay, well,
I
in
want
that
the
case, I'm
finest
going to go
armor.
buy a loot.
Huh?
I'm going to go buy a loot. Any other kind of instrument. This is actually important.
So, Ismark, being the new burgomaster of Barovia, knows that there are no musical instruments in Barovia. If you want, well, in the town of Barovia, not the land of Barovia.
I kind of like give him a look like he just killed a puppy in front of me. Like, what are you talking about? What kind of hellhole do you live in?
the kind which has
You just see him roll his eyes.
44 shades of gray.
You see him roll his eyes, and he's just like, and Arena just says, "I know, right?" And he's like, "Hey, it's our hellhole, sister."
I give Irina a look like, yeah, she knows what I'm talking about. Okay, what about things that I can use to make a musical instrument? At this point, I will settle for a freaking triangle.
Hey, Skal, can you make something out of the wood on the floor?
Do you have any
I
spoons?
can certainly try.
Arena says that the Dastani have all kinds of musical instruments.
Okay.
Ismark and Donovich don't say anything, but they have a face of. And Arena just like nudges them, like, "Come on, they're not that bad."
You don't want me to whittle a flute out of an old pew?
So actually, I'm gonna look at all of you and be like, anyone want to go visit the Dastani?
Yes, one specific one.
Definitely.
And we can find him if we just find the rest of the Dastani. I get my instrument, and we all get our money and our revenge.
For me,
Yeah, I would like to turn back to you.
Arena says, last time Ismar went out on a hunt, he mentioned that they have a camp, it sounds like they have a camp up by their pool. We can, that's on the way.
all right.
Excellent.
Yeah, we can ask there for the colorful man. See if we can get back our instruments.
In the meantime, because we clearly cannot walk around this gray town without getting attacked, is there like something wooden I can use as a drum? I'm desperate here.
Or do you have any spoons? You could play the spoons.
Let me look at my back. Let's see what I have.
It's a good question of what do we have?
Is the tinderbox an instrument?
I have a crowbar. Is a crowbar?
I have an idea. If I can get a buckler and a crowbar, I think I can drum on that.
I do have a shield and a crowbar.
I have this holy symbol of the Morning Lord. Can you use that?
Which would also be very
Donovan is like, hey, where did you get that?
The metal one or the wooden one?
Oh, I thought you pulled out the wooden one. Which one did you pull out?
Oh no, I put the wooden one back already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay, they at least sell bucklers in this town.
I mean, we're gonna go get your instrument just right now.
Yes. But
pretty much the answer to everything seems to be it's in the next town over.
okay.
Sounds like we need to go to the next town over.
But it would also be very nice to have a buckler because my AC is 13.
I mean, you can have mine.
Wait, do you not need it?
Yeah. I'll take it off my character sheet, and you could. Andrew, can you add a shield onto her character sheet? And I'll remove mine.
Yes, I can.
Because yeah, I'm using a two-handed crossbow right now, so I'm not using my shield.
She also has a rapier.
Yeah, the rapier.
Yeah, rapier's one-handed.
The only thing is, you'll have to if you're gonna use a shield and a rapier, you'll have to make sure that you don't have any like hand components. I forget what the spells with the hand components are called. Yeah, thematic components. Because both your hands will be occupied holding a shield and a rapier.
So, okay. And you can kind of beat on the shield like a drum, I guess.
True.
Yeah. Just smack it with your rapier.
With your pommel, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my new instrument, I guess.
This is what Barovia has reduced us to.
Yeah, I'm not pleased with Tarzan.
So you guys, there's still stuff in Barovia. There are places you can go into the town of Barovia, or you can leave. They just didn't have any musical instruments, but I'm guessing do you guys need to buy anything from you guys?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, Ismark would have gotten us like provisions and shit, right?
Yeah, you guys have
I
that.
think you gave us food and stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna unsummon my crossbow because I can do that.
So when you leave, the raven just flies away.
Huh. Bye, Raven friend.
Yes, it's a spy.
Safe travels.
Must be a spy.
Possibly a spy.
But it wing bumped me. It can't spy if it wing bumps me.
Yeah, you guys are bird friends.
Bird friends.
Donovich did say it shows up there every day. He feeds it every day.
Oh.
So friendly raven, at least.
Ish.
At least we're not betrayed. All right,
That's fine.
let's make our way towards the Wizard of the Wines and stop by the Dastani camp.
To the Wizard of Wines.
All right. I need some image for you guys. For you guys should all currently be on a map, like a very big map.
It's very black. Oh wait, there it is.
Very black map, yes.
Barovia?
No, bottom right, bottom right. Bottom right.
Bottom.
I can't get to the right.
Oh, I see
there
it.
it is. There it is. Okay.
Why is it in the bottom right corner?
Fog of War.
Because that's where you guys are.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Well, I'm nowhere yet. There we go.
All
I'm
right.
as big as a river.
Wait,
What's a good symbol for you guys?
Uh,
For your party?
This bird.
Artesh is our. Wait, is it Artesh or
Sure,
is it Skal
Yes,
who is
it's
our
Artesh.
mascot?
Birdman.
It could be both.
I think I drew a face in the fog of war, so that's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah.
Oh,
New encounter.
All right. So let me just delete that. And here, if
You're still playing for like an hour, right?
Yeah.
here you go. This is your symbol.
Perfect.
Pro.
I like how
It's
Barovia
from the,
could
it's
also.
from the front of Curse of Strahd.
Nice.
All right. So do 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 do.
No good too. Keep it.
So you get there.
To the
As you leave Barovia, Ismark holds Arena tight with his one arm, and
How sad.
they leave the town where they grew up.
Are we getting Jaime Lannister vibes from this?
Yep.
I mean, you can ask.
Do you like your sister?
like.
Do you want the storks to come by?
Do you want the storks? Oh.
They were confused, I guess.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure how humans' relationships work. Doesn't feel so good now, does it?
They inform you that one, no, they don't. It's more for Ismark. It's more like that they are siblings, and she's basically one of the few people he's interacted with who wasn't terrified of everything and lived a life of fear. He also informs you that Arena is technically adopted, so whatever.
So you're saying no, but you're also covering your ass. I think in my mind. I say that in my mind. I don't say that out loud.
So he informs you that Arena was found as a baby at the edge of the Spaldic Woods, which is like these woods next to Barovia, and basically everywhere here, to be honest. But yeah.
I like how this story gives us vision into the actual world. Thank you.
North of Barovia.
But yeah.
I just wink at them and then turn away.
Is there a river troll underneath the bridge on the river?
I would love
As
to
you cross the river, you find that the river flows as clear as a blue winter sky through the valley. Ismark calls it the River Iblis. And they have officially left the reach of the village of Barovia.
Hooray.
We should.
You guys.
There it is.
Hey,
Oh.
I'm very afraid.
we're being watched from the forest.
No wolf attacks. That's good.
The forest itself, it has eyes.
You get as you approach a crossroad, you get the weirdest feeling that you're being watched from the trees.
Not from the trees, by the trees.
By the trees.
As you pass through the tree, I'd like you all to make perception checks. Or does anyone have dungeoneering?
Not.
Nah.
Wait,
That's not a thing.
that's not a thing.
Huh, I thought it was a feat. Oh well.
Oh.
It is
yeah.
a feat.
Oh.
I think
yeah.
that will let you identify traps better.
Yeah.
Roll d20. I got a 7. I have a +1.
I have danger sense,
I got a 7.
but that's not going to help me detect things.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. You see nothing. In fact, you see negative stuff.
Re-rolling all of these low numbers.
Can Greg even see his hand in front of his face at this point?
Skal's got it. Skal knows what he's doing.
I'm trying to identify the shade of gray passing in the sky from moment to moment. It's not going well.
So it seems like no. Oh wait, Skal rolled a 19.
Yep.
All right. So Skal manages to point out a hunting trap before anybody manages to step on it.
Look out! A hunting trap.
It's very clearly a wolf trap.
Does anyone have the ability to just disarm such a trap? Should we even bother disarming such a trap? Should we just leave it here?
Yeah,
I mean, hunting wolves is good, right?
Yeah. We should just leave it.
We have, we now have 2 people with sleight of hand.
You guys can walk around it, but it was pretty well hidden. And you hear some shaking in the bushes around you. The shaking goes away.
Let's just go around it.
Suspicious.
As you
Passing
the trap, you reach the crossroads. An old wooden gallows creaks in a chill wind that blows down from the high ground to the west. A frayed length of rope dances from its beams. The well-worn road splits here, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off in 3 directions. Barovia village to the east, Zarapool to the northwest, Ravenloft and Valaki to the southwest. The northwest fork slants down and disappears into the trees, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope. Across the gallows, a low wall crumbles in places, partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog.
Where do you want to go, guys?
I want to go to wherever the Wizard of Wind is. I don't know my directions very well. I defer to Ismark for this.
Ismark's gone. We have Arena.
We'll take her.
Yeah.
All right. As you begin to walk away, you hear a creaking noise behind you coming from the gallows. Falkas, you turn your head. Where there was nothing before, now hangs a lifeless gray body. The breeze turns the hanged figure slowly so it can fix its dead eyes upon you. Specifically, you, Falkas.
I do the move side to side shuffle of, is it following me?
As the body kind of hangs and like slides left to right. Well, not slides left to right, but swings left to right a little bit. Its eyes track you that way.
Okay then. I pull out my special instrument and go for its eyes.
Do you tell anybody else? Okay, so you walk up to it. As you approach the corpse to try to take its eyes, the moment you touch it and get a closer look, you realize that it is in fact you hanging from there. As you touch your own dead face hanging from the rope, it starts melting away. It starts fading away into dust and flies away.
Make a sanity check.
Spooky.
I thought we were playing what's it called? Curse of Strahd.
Etienne, did you give him the specialty?
It's his specialty after all.
House on a Hill, Curse of Strahd, same thing, right?
Lovecraft. That's what I was going for. Call of Cthulhu campaign.
Call of Cthulhu. Let's go.
You at this you hear in the distance Ismark say, "Falkas, hurry up!"
Oh,
and you
Ismark's
realize
trapping
that
with
the
us?
rest of your party started walking away without you.
Wait, is Ismark with us or is Irina?
Ismark and Arena are with you.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know why someone said that they weren't with us.
Oh, I thought Ismark was back off to whatever the manor was.
No, he promised you guys he'll pay you, so he needs to pay you.
So you're saying he has money on him right now?
He does.
Tasty.
Oh. Like, oh, okay. I guess I do a quick look around, like to see if like anything else is out of place, and if not, run back to the party. A little bit creeped out.
Sprint.
You got the rest of you notice that he has the smell of a corpse on him.
You smell like dead.
What were you rolling in, Falkas?
Thought I saw a dead body, one in its eyes.
That's a little creepy, but okay.
Typical Falkas.
So, did you get that?
Now we know what he's into.
You guys hear music in the distance coming from the northwest,
The
where the
sun?
sign that saying their pool was.
Someone's playing our instrument.
All right, guys, hunting time.
Oh no.
Oh wait, I need to set it so that you guys can move this too. There you go. You should be able to control your your party now.
Yes.
Motherfucker! That's it.
This is what happens when you give us nice things, Andrew.
Just because it has wings doesn't mean it can go very far. So fast.
I'm gonna resummon my crossbow out of thin air.
You mean off your back?
Nope.
Out of
I
thin
made
air.
it here. I can make it reappear as a standard action. Cause
Okay.
yeah, I have a pact with a blade where I can summon weapons.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So if we're hearing things, just want to make sure I have my weapon ready, and I don't need to summon it as a round of combat.
So, as you, so how do you guys want to approach the encampment?
I assume Ismark and Arena are leading us, right?
They inform you to go down this path, and that's how you guys will get there. They're following behind you, but it's more that Ismark is injured. Like Ismark is in pain, so
they're just instructing us, and we're leading.
Yeah,
makes sense.
If things come at us from the front, we encounter it first.
Skal is good at encountering things. Skal will be in front.
So, there's Skal. So, I'm gonna say you guys are like here, or more like in this forest area. You guys can like walk out and say hi, or you guys can. What do you guys want to do?
Sure.
We walk out to say hi with weapons not obviously drawn. Probably.
Absolutely.
Charmingly
My
say hi.
weapons are always drawn.
You can't put away these guns.
Oh no.
I did not open with that line.
Following Ismark and Arena's instruction, you guys follow the road and follow the road until it turns into a twisted, muddy path through the trees. As you go through the trees, you find what looks like an encampment, and you go out to read it to talk to them. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of the comings and goings of the wagons that you see in front of you. The canopy of mist and branches gives way to black clouds boiling far above. There is a clearing here next to a river that widens to form a small lake several hundred feet across. You guys find 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of four barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake. Its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire. A footpath continues beyond the encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest edge.
They have an accordion.
That's the most important information we got from this.
Yep.
Accordion.
Approach the fire. Hello there.
Are you drawing a horse?
Hello there.
Above the campfire.
I'm
Because
trying
you
real
can
hard to draw a horse.
Delicious.
There we are.
Is that a horse?
Oh, okay.
So as you guys approach, wait.
They won't notice it.
What is this? What is this weird fractal horse?
So, you guys find a group of Dastani are sitting around the bonfire in the middle, each with cups full of wine, singing and cheering and telling stories. It looks to be about 12 or so.
Do we spot a colorful man?
They're all colorful. Some are men, some are women.
Do we spot
Oh,
the colorful man?
Some don't identify with either.
Do we spot the colorful man that we know?
No.
Oh.
Do we spot anyone selling an instrument?
Yeah.
All could be.
So the topmost wagon actually, it looks like they have a bunch of stuff for sale, including instruments.
Excellent. Is there a loot?
Not just a loot, but there are in fact 3 loots.
Oh no, choice paralysis.
So
I
are
have
you gonna?
But
Of course, no.
okay, which one is the prettiest?
So, so do you go up to the wagon, or are you going to scout it out from a distance?
No, I'm going up there and I am going to buy the loot that has like the best sound. And I will haggle and I will make Ismark pay for it. Or at least that is my intent.
So there are 3 loots. There are 3 loots up there that she has for sale. She's like, welcome.
You.
Welcome to Leia's Loots, the finest loots in the land. Here we trade your loot for my loot.
People who don't play instruments, but those are fine loots.
She hears you say this and they're like, oh, you don't think these are that good? Well, let me tell you something. And she pulls out, she takes a blue and yellow one off of one of the racks holding him up. It's got a blue base with yellow, a nice yellow trim. They play off, the 2 colors play off each other, and the yellow kind of circles inside. And she goes, "This loot is 40 gold. This loot is 40 GP. But not only is this just any loot, but," and she strums it, and it begins to light up. It is a loot of light.
May I try?
She goes to hand it to you, but right before you take it, she pulls it back. No, you must pay first.
Surely it's reasonable to test the instrument to see what its action is like.
She snaps her fingers, and 2 of the Vistani men who are drinking around the fire hear this, turn their head, like they walk over a bit hobbly. You can tell they've been drinking, and they stand beside you as she gives you the loot.
I mean,
And she's just like, don't mind my friends. That one's insurance, and that one's also insurance. But we call him Incy for short.
oh, fully reasonable. Always have some NC with you.
Do you want me to cast Identify on it?
Yes, please.
So your Identify spell reveals that it is enchanted to be able to cast light on itself 5 times a day, basically. Its charges reset in the morning, but it lights up pretty bright.
Do I have the opportunity to do this as a ritual, or should I be using a spell slot for this?
Hold on, let me take 10 minutes.
11, because the Identify spell normally takes 1 whole minute.
You can do the 1 whole minute, but she also tells you this.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't trust her as much as I trust Falkas.
Well, to be honest, she
You
said
trust Falkas?
she said 10 times, but Falkas informs you it's 5.
Oh, never trusted
What
this.
would you?
Like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought this was the newer model. That one is the older model.
Likely story.
Well, it seems like a very fine loot, but
Uh,
40
she,
gold
uh,
is a little
she
high.
pulls another one off the shelf. Like, if that one's not up for you, what about this one? She pulls out a red, orange, and yellow tinted loot. It has a base of red, but the orange and the yellow kind of wrap around it like flames.
I was gonna say. Oh, flame decal.
Yep. This one, she strums a few bars, and out comes
The sound
what looks to you like a dancing light spell,
Oh,
but it makes it look like fireworks all around. And she says, "This one is one of our best sellers. Top loot. Everyone loves it."
But if everyone else has one, third loot.
He's like, "Oh, okay." And then, so insurance grabs the blue loot from you, kindly, of course. He's very polite about it. Incy grabs the other one, but he's he's kind of rude about it.
Yes.
But it seems to be because the alcohol's gotten the better of him.
Mhm.
And the loot saleswoman pulls out the third and final loot, and it is a beautiful mix of green and golden color. It's not actually like gold, but it's like a bright yellow.
Slytherin.
I'll take this
That was easy.
Yeah.
She looked at, huh?
But I will haggle unless Ismark is definitely paying for it. If Ismark is actually paying for it, then I won't haggle that hard.
Before you can even say that you want Ismark to pay for it, Arena steps in and gives you the 40 gold pieces for it. And she says that you saved my brother's life yesterday. This loot is on me.
Not even.
So Elyse is just silent
Also,
because
Jenny,
like,
you don't know this, but but Elyse did in fact save his life yesterday.
huh,
You healed him for enough that when the zombie crit him, it didn't kill him. It left him alive at like 1.
but I feel guilty and I kind of like stare at her speechless because we all know, except for her, that I did it for the fucking money. Just say like thank you.
And now you're getting the money.
And I really mean it. Okay.
Also, money from Ismark is also money from Arena and vice versa.
Yes.
That wasn't clear.
But it means more when she gives it to me. Because, like, Ismark is our official employer.
That is true.
Okay. Does this mood also cast light?
No.
Okay.
He grabbed it before they could explain why it was green.
It was the prettiest.
I also think it was the prettiest, but that wasn't from her. That was from the DM. She says, that one is okay. That one is only 40. That's a good price.
Okay,
It is not our best seller, but I will be honest, it is pretty good.
Thank you.
And she also tells you, first, Incy and Insurance give back the loots, and they stumble back to the fireplace, where it looks like Skal. Never mind. I thought Skal was there for a moment, drinking with them, but yeah, they go back and sit around. And the saleswoman, now that she has completed a sale, like tells you without still with charm, but like as honest as you can make out from her, that that loot is enchanted to cast a message.
Okay.
And that one is 3 times a day.
Okay. Since she seems to be a bit friendlier now, I'm gonna try to ask her about wherever we're going, and like just generally try to learn what the Dastani think of this area, because I feel like Ismark is not a very reliable witness sometimes.
What gave you that idea?
And I'm closer. Come talk to the Dastani with me.
Yeah, so
I'll go talk with her.
Now that she's not trying to sell you on anything, she's still nice. She just doesn't have the predatory gaze anymore.
Yeah.
Arena and Ismark kind of are around you. Ismark is looking around, and is very vigilant, and Arena's kind of like holding him up a bit. They're hanging at the edge of the cart where you are, and she tells you like, oh, we are the Dastani. I don't know if you've heard of us, but we're pretty cool people. If you don't mind me saying.
Yes, I mean clearly, like you have music and musical instruments.
Oh, we are the best musicians in the land, and any land, and I tell you that for a fact. We go everywhere. But this place there, Pool, this is a good Dastani camp. Dastani come from all over the multiverse for here too.
The multiverse.
Oh yeah, we're Dastani. We travel. Nothing stops us. Nothing.
Guardian of the Galaxy tie-in happening in 5, 4.
We come from all over with all the kinds of tales. Ain't that right, Incy? He turns and is like, that's right. You ever seen the backside of a blue dragon? It ain't pretty.
It doesn't sound very pretty, no. You must know many stories of Barovia, then.
Oh, I do. You know what, this place, it looks really cool, but do I have a story for you? And she closes her card up and pulls you to the fire. where it looks like Artesh and Skal and Falkas already are. And Timothy too?
Yeah.
Oh no, Timothy's out over there, I think.
I'm exploring the tent.
Okay. We'll get back to that in a bit. Falkas, are you by the fire or are you with Timothy? Or
By
where
the
are you?
fire, I mean, I was part of the. I guess I was part of the loot negotiations. So returning to the fire.
Alrighty. So she pulls you all down to the fire and around the fire, and you see her start casting spells. These are and lights start showing up, and she says, "Long ago, in a distant land." I'm kidding. Long ago, a mighty wizard came to this land. It was about a year ago now, I think. And then insurance pipes up like, I think it's a year and a half. And Incy's just like, no, it's about a year. And she's like, quiet, you two. A year ago, mighty wizard came into this land. And I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing right now. And he points to Falkas. He was a very charismatic man, he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground, and they were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to the precipice overlooking the falls, as she points to the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes from this very spot, don't you know? Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard, yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard where he stood, and again he stood his ground. But when the devil Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic could not save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down the river to search for the wizard's body, see if he had anything of value, you see. But the river Elyse had spirited him away.
Powerful wizard, you say?
Yes. Most powerful I've ever seen.
Over by those falls over there, pointing in northwest direction?
Yes. They're northwest. Yes. Down there.
Interesting. I guess we turn to the rest of the party. I'm going to want to check that out.
Oh, let me save you some time. I haven't found his body, and anything useful would have been sold by these hooligans. She slaps insurance in the back of the head. Just like, hey.
I nod and grin. Yes, but you're not a detective wizard like I am.
Detective wizard, you say?
Consulting detective wizard.
I've been all around the multiverse. That doesn't sound like a real job.
I pass her one of my business cards.
She picks it up, is legitimately amazed at it. She just kind of looks at it. She kind of bites it. Oh. Wow, Mr. Detective Wizard. If that is your real job, you might want to talk to Madame Eva. She's over there in that tent.
Madame Eva. Sounds intriguing. I walk over behind the warlock who is peeking into a tent.
Skal. One of the you notice one of the Dastani has been kind of looking you up. A few of the Dastani have been looking at you up and down. Not super disrespectfully, but kind of like out of the corner of their eye. And one of them walks up to you, kind of a medium-sized man, not as big as Insurance or Incy, but he walks up to you with a big smile on his face, and he's like, "Excuse me, you there? I have never met a man as not vertical as you are, my friend."
Not vertical. Damn.
And he grabs you with one arm for a kind of hug. He's like, "Where are you from?"
Why? I'm from the
Hammerfell.
Hammerfell. Yes, the forests below the Hammerfell mountain.
Let's start mixing universes here.
Definitely a real place, and I'm definitely from there.
Jason,
Hammerfell.
Jason, if it helps, that's a better name than the one I have. That's the better name of a place than the one I wrote for you just in my DM notes.
I thought I had somewhere written down already, but apparently I did not.
Oh, I originally just put that you were from Notre Dame.
Nope, definitely Hammerfell.
Probably better that way. It's like, Hammerfell, I haven't been there before. What kind of drinks do they have, my friend?
Home of the Red Guard.
And he also offers you a cup of wine.
I graciously accept. It's not one of the more favorite drinks. We have some special drinks down in Hammerfell. Gnomes get creative.
Oh, better than wine.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a screwdriver? Old gnomish favorite.
He's like, nah, my friend, what's in a screwdriver?
Well, take some vodka and you take some orange juice. Some fresh orange juice.
Nice.
Not the kind of sitting around still orange. Gotta be fresh orange juice. Real fresh. Mix them up. And it's delicious.
You child.
Potato wine with orange juice? My friend, I have never had it, but now I want it. Here, drink with me. He sits down next to you. A Vistani woman comes on to your other side and puts her arm around you, and he puts his arm around you and just chinks your glass and just drinks the wine.
By the way, they're after your kidneys.
Oh, I'm absolutely having a drink with this man. This is excellent.
And
Finally,
other woman.
good company.
So after a while of drinking and talking, one of the women flirting with you super hard, and another one just talking to you about cool stuff and where you're from. He's like, "My friend, you drink like a madman. All right, I challenge you to a drinking contest, my friend, my friend."
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Time for the
If-
contest.
I have never met a man of your stature who could drink like a giant. And so, fitting for you. He pulls out from his backpack a pair of boots, bright blue boots that are about your size. And he says, "My son has finally grown up to be a man, and I saw him grow up into only holding his booties left. I offer them to you if you can beat me in a game."
Just so happens I was in the market for some new boots. You're on.
Alrighty, my friend.
Elyse like gives you a thumbs up and says, "Go get him." Sorry.
No inspiration?
Yes, take your inspiration.
So at this, one of the other 12 Vistani around here drinking contest, and he's like, "Guys, drinking contest, and Incy and Insurance run to the bottommost wagon and pull out a table, put it right next to you guys. While they're doing that, some of the women and men go and grab various cups of different alcohols and start setting up a table. All the other Vistani circle around and start clapping and singing traditional Vistani drinking songs. Instruments start playing and everyone starts cheering. And they sit you down on a table across from this man. You both have a number of cups in front of you, and he says, traditional Vistani drinking contest rules, Matt. I see. And then he puts down the boots, like, "I wager these." And if you win, these are yours. But if we win, you owe the Vistani a favor.
Oh no, don't do it.
I'm doing it. Let's do this.
Alright, fine. You can have Falkas if you win.
Once you say "I'm doing it," they all cheer, "Yeah!" And he extends his arms in a hug and says, "My name is Livius Drazkoi, and I challenge you, Mr. Skal, to a drinking contest. And I'm going to need you to roll a 20-sided dice with your constitution."
Don't forget inspiration.
Okay. What is inspiration? How much is that? Just like a plus?
For 10 minutes, you can add it. You can add a roll of 1d6 to one ability check, attack roll, or skill check.
Okay.
And you can actually choose to add it after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Okay. I'm gonna roll. That's a pretty good roll.
Oh shoot! I need to switch back to see your rolls. All right. You both pick up the drink and you down it in one gulp. And you see him pick it up and he lifts it up to try to down it. Hesitates a bit and some of it falls on his shirt. The end of Dastani around just go ooh, and and so he is like, "Oh man." So he drinks it and then he drinks another one because he spilled. All right, give me another roll.
Okay. Ooh.
Are you inspired?
I'm thinking about it. Nah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good right now. And save that inspiration a little bit longer.
What's your Constitution bonus?
+4.
+4.
It's already
Oh,
factored
okay.
in.
So you rolled an 8 + 4. So, this next round comes around, and as you drink it, it hits you hard. It doesn't taste like it's spiked with anything other than alcohol, but it's not wine. It's like a dark ale, and it just hits you. You see, his cup is filled with the same thing, but he manages to down it, and he just like I never really was a wine man. He also rolled a 14.
I see.
The last cup comes in front of you guys, and the crowd is going like, woo! And they're shouting something in Dastani, which you don't need to understand to know it means chug.
Dastani are really just frat boys. Just a frat. Dimensional frat.
You're not wrong.
All right, make your roll.
Oh, I have an inspiration if I choose to use it.
And you said this was the last cup?
This is the last cup.
Do it.
Choosing to be inspired.
I will do it.
All right. How would you describe your drinking your last drink in victory?
I'm assuming it's a mug.
Yes. I'd like you to describe how you drink it in victory. You can also describe him knowing full well he rolled a natural 1.
Oof.
Thinking I'm doing a quick pass back hand to hand, not spilling anything, and then I just do a little ginger grab by the handle and just down it in one gulp, and I slam it on the table, and that startles him and he spills his drink.
It falls over unconscious.
As he falls to the ground, the rest of you hear half of the Vistani, the ones behind you, go, ah! And you see the half behind Grigory just go, ah! You notice some currency passed around between them.
Of course.
Then one of the women who are on your shoulder is just like, it gives you a kiss on the cheek and says, "Oh, Gregory was never able to handle his alcohol that well. Not as well as he thought."
Elyse, you missed out.
And the boots are yours. And if Falkas identifies them, which I'm assuming he does, they are boots of lightness. So what these do is, once you put them on, and after you attune to them, you feel very, very lightheaded. And at first you think it's the alcohol, but then you realize it's actually the boots. And it's not like you're floating away, but you feel very light on your feet.
I see.
Yeah.
I will.
So it's the sensation of lightness?
They don't actually do anything. They just make you feel like.
Oh no! Like Insurance and a few of the other Vistani go at you and pick you up and toss you around in the air, and you float around a lot more. And they don't do it viciously to hurt you or anything. It's more just throwing you up and then catching you.
Or a beach ball. I'm a beach ball gnome now.
So what I heard is you have boots of featherfall.
Yep. Oh, also they have one other effect. You can climb on surfaces, on like vertical surfaces easier.
Cool.
You can wall run up walls.
They're not necessarily boots of spider climb, where you can just straight up Spider-Man walk up the walls, but you can like climb up them easier.
Super useful.
Alrighty.
Well, I'm feeling sleepy after all that. Probably.
Timothy, what are you up to?
I'll go probably explore as the drinking contest is starting. I want to explore the bigger tent. Was that where the loots were?
No. So you're going into the bigger tent. That's not where the loots were.
Oh.
And I'm also going to reveal this whole map now because there's no point. There's nothing to hide. It is Madame Eva's tent.
Who's Madame Eva? Is
Uh,
Madame Eva in her tent?
Person that I was directed to go talk to.
Oh.
she is in the tent. But Falkas, I don't think was there for the drinking. Wait, Falkas, were you there for the drinking contest or not?
I get the feeling I was informed before.
Yeah, you were informed before the drinking contest.
Yeah, so I probably walked away.
Okay.
Wait, he can join me.
Sure.
And I walk up behind the warlock who's like looking at a tent.
All right. When you guys walk in,
Yes. Hello,
magic
Madam Eva.
cast a reddish glow over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in black velvet cloth. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice cackles like dry weeds. At last, you have arrived! Cackling laughter burst like mad lightning from her withered lips. Man, I cannot do it. Oh. It has been so. Yes, like that.
Ma'am, are you okay?
I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out my fortune teller's hat and put it on. It's a.
You walk in, and as you walk in, she says, "Falkas, my boy. Oh, and Timothy too."
How do you know who I am? I ask.
She cackles and says, "I know more about you than who you are, but also who you'll be. Come sit."
I don't trust this woman.
I feel comfortable and at home here. I sit down.
What's the matter, Timothy? Oh, are you still shaken from the vampire spawn?
Not at all.
How about the horde of zombies that came right after?
Before I have introduced myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. We fortune tellers have bad manners sometimes. We forget what you know now or what you'll know in the future. Falkas understands. His old teacher taught him well.
I nod along and it's like, yeah, and they also don't like it when we pull out eyeballs. Never understood that.
She laughs when she hears this and like, you know what, Falkas? Between you and me, I don't like it either. I think she might have been a bit weird about the eyeballs.
You don't have a Deadpool?
No, I can never get that thing to work. Man, like back when we were training together, she was fiddling around with that for years. I was like, come on, lady. I can see the future, and I don't think you're going to get it. But look who the face the egg is on now.
Yeah, she was a stubborn old bat.
Oh, she was. But she was still my best friend. Oh, I miss her. But
You haven't seen or heard from her since she left the circus, or joined the circus, have you?
we Vistani, we go in and we go out, and even we can't keep track of each other. I believe I still have 3 kids who don't even know I'm alive. She laughs.
So difficult to use a sending spell every once in a while.
Oh, that, I swear. Just like, oh no, I have to block out the sending spells all the time. And I'm like, I just want to hang out. Oh, but now we're going too far into the past. Falkas, my boy, I would love to catch up with you. I haven't seen you in years. But business is business.
It's like, yeah, so another lady outside was telling me about a wizard battle here a year and a half ago.
Oh, yeah.
Something maybe that could help us deal with Strahd? Or some magic maybe left behind? No?
Her eyes close to kind of glare. It's like, that is not the path you want. He's long been dead, my friend. He came here long ago. He didn't want his fortune told. He thought he was above such things. And look how that turned out.
Yes, but what he didn't realize was that his secrets, or anyone's, can never remain buried for long.
She smiles and is like, that is true, my son. That is true, my boy. That is true. But you have more pressing matters. She says, and she pulls out some tarot cards that match the same set that you now have.
I pull out my crystal ball. It's like, oh, that's a fun set. Is that local for the local Dastani? My master's set is different.
It is not so much about how Dastani cards, they come in all shapes and sizes, but as you know, it's not about how the cards look. It's about the magic inside them.
I nod along. Yes, unfortunately, I lost my pair when another Vistani who was bringing us here to Barovia ran off with them. Haven't been able to find them since. Oh, you wouldn't have happened to hear about Darzin Alistroy, would you? Been through this camp recently?
Darzin again?
Yes, he has my cards in his trunk.
Ah, that cheating, swindling bastard. You hear her curse. You hear her curse in Vistani, and although you basically only know a bit of conversational Vistani from your master, you definitely know that this one is just a swear word.
Something about his mother.
Yes. Something about his father, actually.
Oh, okay.
That she does a separate insult for something about his mother. And she's like, "Oh, are you looking for a new card, a new set? Here, I have extras for you. It's the least I can do for the apprentice of my old best friend."
It's like, I shake my head and it's like, no, I should be fine. I pull out my current set. I was given a replacement from another Dastani in Barovia, but I fan the deck. It's missing one of the cards.
Her eyes go up, and she takes the cards, and she looks through it, and she says, huh, "It appears that this deck. It appears some cards are missing. Let's see. It seems like they must have done some kind of reading the future." Oh, okay. So Skal's asleep. They must have been reading somebody's future and lost track of some of the cards. Let's see here.
The
And
myths were missing.
She looks through the cards and her eyes widen. She's like, "I guess they had some magic left after all. They gave them to you thinking they are out of power, but looks like there's some left. This appears to be the fortune told for someone else." Huh. And so she digs through her cards and she gives you the 4 missing ones that were used in the fortune. They are the Mists, the Traitor, the Rogue, and the Warrior.
Rogue and Warrior. Well, that's fun.
It's normally these fortunes only need 3, but I guess they lost a 4th. It's what happens when you mess with the Mists card, you know.
Obscures them.
Indeed. That should put your deck back to order. She gives you a ceremonial cloth to wrap the deck. And you learn from your master that as long as you wrap up the deck in the correct manner which she taught you, the magic of the cards will stay inside.
I thank her in Dastani and proceed to start wrapping the deck, the now complete deck.
He says, no problem. You are a good boy. She would tell me stories about you. You learned well. She then turns to Timothy. And, she turns to Falkas and says, "Go get your friends. I have a fortune I must tell you."
I nod and leave the tent.
She turns, while you get them, she turns to Timothy and says, that, Timothy, like, you must be Timothy Teeps. My God, have you grown? I knew your parents long ago, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did you meet?
I helped them compile their little book.
Oh. Well, I'm compiling a book of the Barovian herbs now.
She turns her head and just like, your ancestors had one. Am I wrong? Did they never give that to you?
I had never heard of these teas from Barovia before coming here.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's a shame. Your parents, long ago, they went searching for more teas. They're after improving their business, getting it off the ground. And let's just say, Asmodeus isn't the only one your parents made a deal with.
Oh, I see.
Of course, I'm not saying I own your soul or anything. They didn't take my deal straight, or you'd be stuck here too, but you know. Uh, but we made a good deal. I told them of the three major tea components of Barovia.
I've already explored one, but I can't seem to find the other two, at least not in the town of Barovia.
She asks to see your book of maps.
Oh, I'll show it to her.
So, as you pull it out, she pulls out 3 of the maps and says, I drew these for your parents long ago. We made a deal. I give you the maps. You give us protection. The Dastani are welcome in any Teeps establishment.
Insight check to see if that's a lie.
Roll.
D20. A 9.
You think she's telling the truth.
Okay. I say, I don't see why not. I will keep this deal with you.
She pulls out the 3 maps and she points and she brings out the first one. I know you've met previous Dastani. They sold you a tea kettle, yes?
Yes.
Well, that's let me give you a bit of explanation for that. Where is my tea notes? Tea notes. Here we go. The Earl Grey's tea is an old Barovian classic, and that comes from a black tea blend with the addition of the oil of Barovamot. Now, Barovamot is an essential oil made from the rind of a citrus called Bergamot. You add this oil to the leaves, and bam, Earl Grey's. It's delicious. Unfortunately, the biggest place to grow Bergamot, or one of them anyway, has been blocked off by the night hags. So it has been in a rare supply. She describes it as a lightly orange-green colored lime. That is Bergamot. It's a citrus.
Okay.
And she informs you that you have to watch out because the lime is what has been corrupted. The more orange it is, the more paranoia the oil will induce when it combines with caffeine specifically. And the caffeine comes from the black leaves.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And this first map, I will show you later on.
So I need some Barovia seeds so I can plant them outside of Barovia.
Yep. Second is she tells you about white tea, WIGHT.
Okay.
It comes from Camellia sinusis. It's a Barovia-specific version of the common tea plant. people around here just call it the Barovian tea plant, or Barovian tea. Please keep it simple this way. If you use the immature bulb of the Barovian tea plant, which is white and fuzzy and kind of looks like a feather, then you can have white and use that for white tea. It has a very floral and fruity flavor and very delicate. It's very delicious. It's also very hard to grow. And but the problem is lately that Camilla sinusis has been corrupted in the Barovian white tea. Although it doesn't really have caffeine, it has healing properties. And numbers wise, it heals you 1d4 per cup drank, which is pretty cool. But she informs you that the corrupted strands have a sharper fuzz pieces on the bulb. And the more corrupted they are, the sharper it is, the sharper the fuzz. And this will affect you. It will, the more corrupted it is, it will heal more, yes, but you will feel less whole from it. Your constitution lowers for an hour.
I see.
And it has a slight bitter taste. And she informs you that it's from people used to use it as a healing thing. It's an antibiotic.
Okay.
But
so more benefits, but for a long-term weakening of the body.
Yeah. Something about antibiotics, and when it gets corrupted, it thinks that you're a biotic it should be anti against or something.
Okay.
And the last one she mentions is a
chemotherapy.
Huh?
It's like chemotherapy.
Yep.
It targets the cancer cells, but sometimes also targets the good cells.
Yep.
Okay.
The last one that she mentions is a spice that you use with the black tea to add the tea flavor that people want. Scott, is this Bioman approved?
Layman's terms, yes.
Hooray!
Bioman approved.
Yeah, I'm just going to make this one a quick description. It's a spice that you mix with black tea for flavor, and this creates a special Barovian tea.
Okay.
What's
the spice called? Sorry.
So it was imported and then into Barovia from foreign lands, but then it was cultivated here, and the very fertile Barovian soil had it grow into a stronger, tastier plant. And it was exported around the world, and everyone liked the Barovian version, blah, blah, blah. And it is very sweet and colorful. But it has been corrupted, so it has toxic properties and it has become a hallucinogenic. The more corrupted it is, the more hallucination you have, and for the longer it affects you.
Nice.
And it's called Nutty Meg.
Nutty Meg. Ecstasy.
Dude.
Ecstasy is the their special Barovian tea is called LST.
Oh, nice.
You make it with black tea and Nutty Meg.
Nice.
Corrupted Nutty Meg.
LST.
It causes hallucinations for 1d6 over 2 hours.
I see.
Yeah.
Drugs are bad.
Does it also have divination properties?
That depends on who drinks it.
Okay. Because never mind. I had heard of a tea that had a chance to tell your future, or to completely mislead you into believing you saw a future.
You have a divination wizard in your party. What do you need this for?
That was a different D&D. thing. But yeah.
So she explains. She gives you the maps,
Okay.
and
You like mark on the maps where I can get these herbs.
yes, and I'll do that with you out of game.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries.
And so next up, and so after that, you all join Madame Eva inside, including a very drunk and kind of and nearly unconscious Skal.
I'll start making some tea to make him paranoid.
Perfect. While he's barely cognizant of what you're doing.
Mhm. I need some tea too. I realized that I forgot to make it in the morning.
You know, zombie basements or vampire basements to explore and all that.
Mm-hmm. And here there's a fire, and I have my kettle. And this nice lady who told me about all the teas.
Once you're all in, once you're all in the tent, Madame Eva's attitude changes. And she begins to, and she pulls out her tarot cards, which you've all seen Falkas pull out many times, but these ones look extra old and extra special. And she pulls them out. Where did I put that reading? No, where did I put that reading? Not that. There we go. All right. You guys gather around the table, and she starts flipping, and she makes a cross of 5 cards. She looks to all of you and begins to where is the freaking thing? Oh, here we go. She has she puts the cards out in basically a plus sign or a cross, and she goes for the leftmost card, and she flips it over and says, "This card tells of history, knowledge of the ancient, which will help you understand your enemy." And as she flips it over, it is where is that? It is the transmuter card. And she says, "Go to a place of dizzying heights where the stone itself is alive." She says, as she says this, she looks across all of you.
North?
After that, she flips the topmost card and says, "This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope." And this is Main source. This okay. This is. She says, "Look to the west. Find a pool blessed by the light of the white sun."
Sorry, did you
Then
say
he-
pool or?
pool.
Body of water.
Next is she picks up the rightmost card and says, "This is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight." Where is there? And she flips it over, and it's the rogue card. "I see a nest of ravens. There you will find the prize." She then flips the bottommost card and says, "This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against the darkness." And she flips it over, and it is. What? Oh, and it is. What card? Where are you? There it is. And it is the seer card. "Look for a dust elf living among the Dastani. He has suffered a great loss and is haunted by dark dreams. Help him, and he will help you in return." And finally, she flips over the card in the middle. And she flips it over, and it says "the broken one," and it's a picture of the broken one. "Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. He haunts the tomb of the man he envied above all." And as she flips open all of the cards, she cackles, "Ah, ah, 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 ah."
He's like, "Well, I guess we've been hired to fight Strahd. Unless there's another dark, foreboding creature in these lands."
She doesn't answer, say anything.
Yeah. I pull out my spell book and start scribbling some notes. Find pool. Nest of ravens. Rogue. I look up and be like, "We're totally gonna have to put together a skeleton. I feel it in my bones."
Let's see. As she turns to all of you, and say, "Anything else?"
Is anyone else curious about their futures?
Yes. But I think that pretty much covers it for all of us, or?
Let's see. I asked
Oh,
if she's heard from her master. She
when
hasn't.
you say yes, she turns to you and says, "My dear Elyse, you picked the wrong place to hide. this time.
Oh,
Sure, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Roll a performance check.
Is that deception or performance?
Who are you trying to deceive?
Everyone.
One. That's just how I roll.
so I guess it's deception against insight.
Yes.
Okay. Do I make an insight check?
Ha 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 ha. We can try.
Sure. I don't think I'll get it unless I roll a 20. Oh, I got it.
You got it?
I got a 20.
Nat 20.
There we go.
This man is going to Vegas.
Cannot keep secrets from me. I have a deal with the devil.
I'm gonna take 10 and fail.
I know your deepest, darkest secrets.
All right. Elyse, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, what exactly do you try to say when you
Well, I think I just kind of
try to deny it?
stare at her in like wide-eyed confusion, and then I laugh a little and say, "Hide me."
And only one person can pick up on the tension in your voice.
I'm a bard. I don't do tension, or I always do tension. One of those.
It's okay. I won't let the rest of the party know. I'll let her keep her secret for now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Madam Ava. So my master was telling me about your penchant for summoning familiars. Was wondering, could you teach me that trick?
She you hear a sound from outside as somebody walks by the tent, and she says, I don't know what you're talking about, but any more help from me? I've given you all the kindness I have.
We appreciate it, Madam Ava.
She
What time is
turned.
it, by the way?
At this point, you guys have been partying for a while. It's getting close to nighttime, or
Yeah,
to like
all day.
yeah. She turns to since Jason's not here. Skal, although drunk, is still sober enough to ask her about his future before, or like to ask her for any advice before he passes out.
Mhm.
And all she has to say is, all on a nice bush, and never trust the nature in Barovia. It is not like Hammerfall. The curse has sunk into the land and poisoned the roots.
I ask her if we can stay in this encampment for the night before heading off.
Yeah, camp with the Dastani and before heading off for town in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Do you want persuasion on that, or?
I don't need a persuasion on that.
Okay.
She informs you that the Dastani will be leaving tomorrow.
Oh, so will we?
And then that is fine.
Okay.
So you guys leave, and before and as you all walk out, Artesh is the last to walk out, and she just yells at him, "And you never make a promise you can't keep."
Oh. You better cleanse that vampire, Artesh.
I said I would save him. I did not say how. I'm trying to keep my promise by technicality.
So I could flip her a coin.
Huh?
I'm gonna flip her a coin. She's a fortune teller. She
She
probably
is.
wants.
You're gonna try to grease her palm with silver?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm gonna do. One piece of silver, and then I'm gonna smile and ask, "Do you have any advice for me, Madam Ava?"
This was the wrong place to hide. Didn't you hear her?
That's not advice.
She does. She does.
She does have advice.
She says, "You are not the first adventurers here. You will not be the last. But you don't want to meet the previous ones."
Oh.
How ominous. Thank you, Madam Ava.
Shall we end it there?
Go
to sleep?
almost.
Okay.
So I need to roll for one of you. It's not Skal. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. During the night, Elyse, you have a hard time sleeping. And you walk outside, stretch your legs. The sound of the Dastani went long throughout the night, but at some point even they have to sleep. There are a few guards out, but you can sneak past them. You have recently taken stealth. And you wander into the forest. You're not entirely sure why.
Okay. I was just gonna say, this is unusual behavior, but it's a good thing I have stealth.
Yep. It is very unusual behavior. But something was telling you that you should do it.
Okay, sounds good to me.
It's in the woods. There is a figure, a dark figure in the back, who is waiting. And you know he was waiting. Something inside you knew that he was waiting. And that's where we end.
Caca.
Okay.
Spooky.
I failed my against magic saves or something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, technically we have advantage against charm and being put to sleep, was it?
We do. Did you factor in my advantage, Andrew?
I did.
And I still lost? Okay.
We're level 3. There's still a little ways to go, I think.
Yeah.
All right, and stop the broadcast.